Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Payson. Welcome back for everyone who is already a subscriber to the YouTube channel. If you're not already a subscriber to the MMA Fancast YouTube channel, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now, a professional MMA fighter. He's been on the show several times as an amateur, and he is now back on after his first professional MMA win. Welcome back to the show, GOAT James Padmore. Goat James, welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me.
It's great having you back on the show. I think it's been something like close to 2 years, maybe roughly around in there, and you've had a lot of changes in your life. Talk about your move. You used to be a Western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh centered fighter. You then moved out to what I jokingly like to say is the good side of the state because I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. How did that all go? What took you out east, and where are you now training out of?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank my wife and son because the training camp was hectic, and I know it took a lot of time away from them. And I'd like to say happy birthday to my son. He just turned 7 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday to your son. I've gotten to meet him when you were still fighting out in Pittsburgh, and great to hear that he's growing up. 7 years old. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay. So, what moved me back? What moved me east? Well, I'm originally from the area. I went to Pennsbury High School. I moved to Western PA because of college and all that stuff. And I met my wife and we had a kid. And we stayed out there for a little bit, but our son was getting older. We weren't able to make it back for holidays and stuff like that. And my parents were getting older. So, we made the move back. We made the move back. And it's been wonderful so far. Like, I could see my dad every day, my mom every day. And, like I said, they're older and, I gotta take them to doctor's appointments and all that stuff. Like, I'm the adult now, so that was a little bit of a change. Yeah. So Underground Kings, I'm with Underground Kings now. Eddie Alvarez's gym just opened. It's been wonderful so far. I've been able to be around some great MMA talent. Eddie Alvarez. I got to meet Frankie Edgar. I got to train at his gym for a little bit. I trained with Nick Catone's gym for a little bit. I got some great training with Corey Anderson. I got to pick his brain and stuff like
Wow.
that. I believe I know he's a Bellator champion. But since Bellator's not around anymore, I guess he's a PFL light heavyweight champion. So yeah, that's pretty cool. A lot of big things have been happening since I've been on the show last.
Well, that's great. A great reason to relocate, to be closer to your parents and be able to help them. And that's wonderful. And for your uh, son to be closer to his grandparents, that's all wonderful. You mentioned the gym, which is great. Have both of your pro fights been out of this gym, Underground Kings, or did you have your pro debut before you went out east?
Both my have been out of this gym. When I first started there, it had a different name, and now Eddie made the transition, and now it's UGK Underground Kings. Um, but yeah, it's all been out east. I've been fighting out here.
That is wonderful. Let's talk about this is your first pro win. That's why I'm excited to have you on the show. When I saw you, you were fighting at 205. Sometimes I think a catch weight of 210 or something like that. But you've been fighting at 185. What has that change been like? I think that was always kind of the plan for you to go down once you were out of your amateur. How's that been for you transitioning to 185?
Well, my first pro fight was at 195. I was working my way down to 185. Terrible weight cut. A lot of things surrounding that didn't go well. That fight didn't go well. But making 185, it felt good. I felt at home. It was a bit of a dogfight, you know. Like my whole amateur career, I haven't been taken down, and I got taken down like 3 times in this one fight, and it was a dogfight. Like this guy was physically superior to me. He's like 6'3", all muscle. He looks like a typical fighter, you know. Yeah, it was a bit of a dogfight, but I'm happy I went through it because I got to see what I'm really made of, right? Yeah, everyone thinks they're tough until like you're put in that situation where you have to be tough, and you're like, oh, like like I can really do this, and the training really helped out because it was like you're tired, and you're kind of like, damn, I don't know what to do. You just keep moving, and your training kicks in, and it prevails. I don't know.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. You won by split decision, so it makes sense that it was a bit of a dogfight and that it really had to bring out your determination. How do you, and I understand fighters have different views of what the judges saw, but how did you kind of in the moment when you were fighting, how did you kind of feel round one went, round two went, round three went for you?
Round one, it was. I would say it was a good back and forth. He was very aggressive. It came out, kicked me in the chin. That was cool, I guess. Grabbed the leg, drove him across the cage, and I was looking for the takedown, and he reversed me. So that was new to me. He reversed me. He took me down, and he sunk in a rear naked choke. And throughout the fight, he did that at least 3 times. Sunk in the rear naked choke. It was tight. Had me dead to rights. Fought the hands, let him bleed himself out, and I did the old Michael Chandler, and I spun around in his guard, and I started working the ground and pound, big elbow from the top, big elbow from the top. He kind of like grunted or whatever when I landed it, and the ground and pound, and then bell went off. Bell went off. At this point, we're dog tired. I feel like it was a good back and forth. Second round, I feel like it was more me. I feel like I won the second round, and then the third round was more like the first round, but we were tired and we were exchanging takedowns, big time. So like you would take me down, and I would just burst it or scramble out, and in every situation, I would end up on top towards the end of the round. So I guess that looked good in the judges' eyes. Yeah, just grateful for the experience, and grateful to show like my determination. I didn't even know I had. Like I'm used to dominating. I'm used to walking through people, and like I'm in the cage, and I'm like, yo, he's got my back. He's choking me. I've never been in this situation, right? I've never been tested like this, and yeah, it was fun. It's a good time.
Well, I'm glad now, that was this week, earlier this week. It's great to have you on after you've had a couple days to think about it. For you and your love for the sport, where do you see yourself kind of growing next? You continue to stay at the gym and continue to develop skills. How do you think this sets you up for your next fight? Winning by split decision in many ways is the hardest way to win. You mentioned getting a finish. Sure, that could take, that could be hard to do, but it's no doubt about it. It takes a lot more guts to grind out and really fight all the way through. If you had slacked off the last couple of minutes, obviously it wouldn't have gone your way. So what do you think this taught about yourself, and where do you kind of see yourself going next?
Where I see myself next. Well, I see myself getting back in the weight room and getting my strength and conditioning down because I was so focused on losing the weight that I neglected that stuff. But yeah, I just want to keep the train rolling. I want to, look for my second victory this year. I want to be 2-1, and following year potentially looking for like a local belt, and then hopefully one of these organizations pick me up. Maybe management. Maybe I might get some management or something.
Well, that certainly is very exciting. You've had a lot going on in the last couple of years since you've last been on the show. So I really appreciate you taking time. Big congratulations. It's a once in a lifetime. You only get your first pro win one time. So congrats on getting that checked off. I can't wait to have you on again in the future to continue to follow you. I remember you came on before your debut fight for 247 all those years ago. And
Yeah.
so it's been fun to continue to follow you in your journey, once as an amateur, now as a professional. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. Congratulations to you. This is Luke Payson with MMA Fancast with the one, the only GOAT, James Padmore. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You got it.